Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so where are we and what are we looking at today?
So this is the Champaign Aviation Museum in Urbana, Ohio. It's about 45 minutes outside of Dayton. Um, it's a bit smaller than the last one I did, but they have a few wonderful aircraft, and a lot of them are in flying condition. Um, so I'm gonna be showing some of those off to you guys today.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
All right? Yeah. So first, I'm actually gonna head out here first, I think. This is the entrance to the museum. Out here, we have a B-17 tail. If we look in here, you can see how tight and wonderful that would be to be in for a few hours here. You'd be looking out that. There's your guns. You just have to sort of manually aim them off center, and then you'd have your ammo crates here. Uh, I would still prefer that to being a ball turret gunner. Uh, I don't think many people realize just how small ball turrets are. I mean, look at this thing. A person would be stuck in this for hours upon hours of a flight. And then on top of that, gunners were one of the deadliest positions because you'd be targeted nonstop. So you would be sat in this turret right here. Your face would be looking out here, and your legs would be up here, and you'd be sort of curled into the fetal position, which is
Mm.
just absolutely insane to me. And then you'd have controls over here. The guns are firing not right next to your head whenever you're shooting. Um, I just
Just to let you guys know, yes, this is still counting for drops.
Yeah.
wonderful.
Also,
I was actually wondering that myself.
now that you
Uh,
mentioned that, Roger, I think many people believe that the Valve turret is not is not bad. It's good to be in it because many people believe that it was remote controlled. I've seen
no,
that from many people.
on the B-29s they were, but
Mm.
yeah, no. I'm looking to see, they might have a picture of it in here. There's a famous picture out there of what it looked like to be inside a. I'm not seeing it though, unfortunately. But yeah, no, it was. That's a shame. But yeah, it was not a fun position to be in. Over here, this is just a small convertible sedan made in Cincinnati, Ohio, which is about an hour and a half south of here. So, fun little car. I always think it looks really interesting. Uh, that's just here because it's history. Um, over here, we have a Wright 1820 radial engine off of a, let's see, does it say? I don't know. There's about 1 million aircraft this could have come off of. I'm assuming it's probably off of one of the B-17s because they actually have a B-17 here, and it's being built out of multiple airframes. So that's why they have leftover turrets. That's why they have a leftover ball turret gun. Um, their B-17 isn't in quite as complete of a condition at the moment, but we'll see it later. So that gets us to our first plane here. This is a C47 Skytrain. Also known as the Douglas DC-3, but it's modified a bit for cargo transport. We come over here, come along the wing here. You can see that gorgeous 1930s, 1940s airliner styling. This one was built, as I understand it, in 1944. It was used by the Army, and then it was transferred to civilian service, where it stayed in service until the 60s, I believe. Is the quality good?
It is.
All right. All right, cool. So I'm going to go inside here. So if you've ever wondered what the inside of a C47 looks like, here we are. It's a little rusted out, but other than that, it's better than a lot of C47s are these days. So I'm going to make my way up here to the cockpit. I always feel weird walking up tail draggers because I'm so used to, level ground, I guess. So here we are in the cockpit.
In civilian service, this one was an airliner or was also for
I
cargo?
think it was cargo.
Oh, okay.
Because if it was reconverted for civilian service, it would have had lining on the inside.
Yeah.
Plus,
Yeah,
if
that's
you already
right.
have the cargo loading door at the back,
Ah,
typically it's just easier to use it for cargo. So here's the C47 cockpit here. You can see all the controls up here. We have the throttle levers. If we go up here, there is a view on top, so you can peek your head out and look around the plane. Not while in flight, obviously, but you got the slide open windows. This is just a really gorgeous aircraft, but you can see sort of how bare bones they were, so that they could just push them out, one after the other on the production lines. If we look out here, get a good view of the wing and the engine. I always love that view of a C47 from the side. But so that's their C47. We go back down here. See, they got cargo railings along here. You would attach your cargo to these points here. You could place seats in here. You could put seats right in these points here, as well as tie cargo down, Alex. So you could use it as an airline.
Okay. No, I meant this one in specific because it didn't have like the
I
commodities
don't
that you
think
expect on
it's
it.
Yeah, I believe it was cargo. I could be wrong on that. I don't know. I can ask.
No, I think this one was cargo. Absolutely.
If we come over, hold on. This is my first time at this museum, so I'm looking around a lot of it myself too. So here we have a bomb site, a Norden bomb site, the legendary. So you would have to the Norden bomb site. One of the things that made it so great is it would automatically factor in your altitude and your speed and everything into the bomb you're dropping, which was a big deal because obviously in a lot of cases it was just a lot of guesswork, honestly. So getting that down was very important. If you had a computer that could do it for you and you could fit it into the nose of an aircraft, then that's all the better. If we go over here, we have a B-25. This one here is a flying B-25. We come over here. This is the Champaign Gal, which is the county in Ohio that Urbana's in, Champaign, Ohio, or Champaign County, Ohio. I have seen this one fly before. It's really a treat to see some of these aircraft flying. We walk around it here.
Just as a quick intermission, thank you for the subscription, Goodbye Clock. That's very kind of you, brother. Thank you for supporting the stream. Also, I see a lot of you guys are asking, can you get drops? Yes, you can get drops on the stream. We're just doing a museum tour with Rokker right now to give you guys a little bit of history and have a look at what some of the vehicles in War Thunder look like, well, in real life. and you know, it's nice for Rokker to do this. Obviously, could you just repeat for some of the new members, Rokker, what this museum is and where you can find it?
This is the Champaign Champaign Aviation Museum in Urbana, Ohio. That's near Dayton, Ohio. So if you ever come and visit the Air Force Museum in Dayton, this isn't too far off. It's worth another stop because you can get a lot closer to the planes than you would be able to there. You can get on board the C47 here. As you can see, it's had some of its guns removed on this B-25 here, but it is nonetheless a B-25. We have a bomb rack here with some 500-pound bombs. Well, fake 500-pound bombs, but close enough. There's the C-47 again. I always love the C-47. I'm addicted to it. So we have our waist gunners here. Oh, if you do come in the summer and you want to pay the money, they do fly people aboard this plane. Here's the bomb rack of a B-25. As you can see, you just fit bomb on bomb on bomb. They would grab onto the let me show you. They would grab onto these little things right here with the hooks, and then when you pull the bomb, so you would pull on the bomb release lever and then let go, and then boom, there goes your bomb. A lot of doors on these bombers are designed to break away if
Yes,
they
he is
didn't
live
open
right now.
properly. So yeah, if you did drop the bomb and the door wasn't open, a lot of times the door would break away just so that you didn't have a bomb rattling around in the bottom, which would be less than ideal, I believe. You look up here, you can see they got a bomb site right here. I'm not sure what kind that is. I don't think it's a Norden, but it is a bomb site. Then we have two guns up here. You can see the 50 cals coming down in that chain there. Yeah, absolutely. These are fake bombs, but I'm sure they're painted accurately and everything.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't want to mention it, but for the one that was asking, are these bombs still armed? What do you think? What do you think? Ask yourself that question.
But so I think if I come over, let's go over this way. Here we have a wonderful Chevy truck that apparently has had a Japanese kill.
That is absolutely beautiful, that truck. Holy.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
gorgeous.
that is stunning.
Oh yeah. Not quite sure what year it is, but it is wonderful. I'm assuming they actually do use it for operations around the museum because they do have stuff loaded into the back. But here's what it looked like originally, and they restored it up to this wonderful condition. But yeah, so this is their aircraft maintenance truck here. You can see it's got a B-17 on the back because that is ultimately what the museum hopes to become, is a flying B-17 museum. This over here is a Fairchild 24, I believe. It was used for Civil Air Patrol and stuff in the war. This one, as I understand it, was built and operated by a famous 1930s actor known as Buddy Rogers, Charles Buddy Rogers. As you can see, it's just a gorgeous example of 1930s aviation. It's got those sleek lines. It's got the red and yellow, and got these wonderful little fairings over the tire. It's got a small inline engine in here. Nothing too impressive, but Still a gorgeous aircraft. If we come over here, this is a Stinson 10A. This Stinson was used in the Civil Air Patrol, which is the auxiliary air forces of the U.S. So civilians will fly their planes around and help train squadrons, help do reconnaissance and stuff. These guys would actually fly off of the coast of Florida, or basically off the coast and look for submarines. There are a few cases where they would attach bombs to these planes, small 100-pound bombs, and drop them on submarines. And I believe one of these did get a kill during the war on a submarine. Which is
amazing.
hilarious.
That's a very good idea.
I just want to say thank you to Oski Maha for the subscription. Thank you for supporting the channel.
These ones have, I believe they're 4-cylinder opposing engines, which means you have a piston on this side and a piston on this side, and they go back and forth, back and forth. That's actually a really common design in a lot of aircraft, but it's not something you see anywhere else, and I always find it fascinating. But it is used a lot in these smaller light aircraft. If we come over here, this is a C1 Trader. It is a cargo aircraft used aboard carriers. It was used for COD, which is carrier onboard delivery. As you can see, it was used on the Lexington, apparently. It was based off the S2 Tracker, which is an anti-submarine aircraft. I believe it was on one of the past devs a while back, Tech. The S2 Tracker.
Yeah, it was. I remember it. Could you just, that plane you were looking at before, the yellow one, could you just show the cockpit just for a second? Somebody was asking for it. Yeah, it was. It was passed, like a few months ago.
So, there's the cockpit for you. It's got two side-by-side seating, two controls there, and you can also stick your small children in the back. There you go. Or luggage, whichever. Yeah. This is actually fabric here, so this is still, the fabric days of aviation. Yeah, so here's the trader over here. It still uses Wright 1820s, just like many aircraft of the time, like the B-25 and the B-17, and so on. Here's the folding wing mechanism here, which are always just impressive. Like, I don't know, I just can't bring myself to trust a wing that breaks in the middle, Like, sure, you can say it's all put back together every time, but that just seems like a weak point to me.
It reminds me of, with the Bearcat, where didn't they put, like, explosives in the wings so they could blow parts of them off to try and keep the balance? Like, mate, I don't think I can find that, yeah. It's ridiculous.
So this is known as the mud flap girl, as you can see. Good old-fashioned pin-up on the side. Come over here, we can look inside. You can see they're doing work on it. They do want to, this is in flying condition. They want to restore it to the point where they can get certification to fly people on board. I'm not sure if I'm allowed in this one, so I'm not going to get in. But these were used extensively for carrier onboard delivery for a number of years. This is a wonderful example of a C1. Over here we have most of a B-17. We come over here, we can look inside. So this is the aft of a submarine. We can see, or submarine, an aft of a B-17. It looks like a submarine. Look at that. But you can see the waist gunners here. They're staggered apart so that you don't run into each other while shooting. And with the tail that we saw earlier would go in the back there. The front side. Here's the next section. There's a bulkhead here. You would have your navigators and radio men up here. And then if we come around here, you can see then everything front of that is the cockpit. Here's where the bomb bay will be, right behind those doors that we just saw in there. So your bomb bay is going to be here. You can see the bomb racks all along there. The wing structure goes here. You can actually see what it's like to be a waist gunner right here. Wonderful setup here. You got your ammo box here. You got your linkages, or your feeder system, I should say. Ooh, that's awesome. And then here's what it's like to be on the receiving end of that. But
Oh,
as you can see, a
excuse
lot of
me.
people had a habit of naming their guns on their B-17s. Apparently, that upper turret is named Beverly. I know on the Memphis Belle, one of the waist guns is named Virginia. This is going to be the Champaign Lady. So you got the Champaign Gal over there as the B-25, and then you got the Champaign Lady. It's going to be their B-17. Up here is the nose. You got your Norden bomb sight. Then you got your two side guns. That would make this a B-17G because we have the chin turret down here. We have the control panel right here. So here's your 4-engine throttles. You can mess with the fuel pumps. You can mess with the cowl flaps here. That's their B-17. You can see some of the wing structure over there. And you can see they're fabricating parts all along here. There's the engine cowlings over there. What's this over here? This is interesting.
Before you continue, excuse me, Rokker, Tech, and the people on the chat, but they require me to go to lunch. So I'll be back in a while.
That's
Thank you
not
for
in
the
great
invite.
shape, is it?
Yeah.
Got it.
Oh, there we go.
I'm wondering if you tell me, how do I get out to the
Let's see. Are the drops still enabled? Yes, they are. Then also, somebody was asking about the partnership program stuff. I was approached. I was approached by the partnership program. So yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much as simple as that.
All right. Thank you. Well, we'll find out. Oh, who was this? I'll climb a fence. No, I'll figure it out. Thank you.
Uh-oh. But yeah, I was approached to join the partnership program. I didn't actually apply, so I don't know how long it takes and stuff like that. Do we need to keep the stream unmuted now? Yes, you do. Is everything alright, Rokker?
Yep.
Okay. So let me know when the
where'd
video's
Alex
back
head
on.
off to?
He's gone for some lunch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have much more to show off. We'll find out. Let's see if this unlocks from this side. Doesn't look like it. Well, hold on. Let's find out.
Have you been to the National Air Force Museum in Trenton? No, I haven't. I do plan on going there one day, though.
I've been planning a trip there, too, with Bryce.
Thank you for the subscription, Don Brot. That's very kind of you, brother. Thank you for continuing the support of the channel. That's very kind of you.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to try and figure this out.
All right, but it's all good.
I'm going to mute myself. If anybody wants to see anything, let me know.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. But yeah, when it comes to the partnership program stuff, like as I said, I was approached to join, so I don't know. Like when it comes to all that stuff. When you can you get to the Warbon's question? What was it, cervical? Could you repeat it? That's all good, Toxic Lettuce. We're going to be, as we said before, we're going to be doing more of these style of things. If you mute the tab, it still works. Well, yeah, if you want to do it like that. Yeah, it's nice to give you guys a little bit of history. You know, go around some of the beautiful museums and try and just, you know, give you guys a little bit more information, right? Make him show us the Matilda Mark 1. I'm not sure they have one in America.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to go with a policy of it's better to ask forgiveness than permission.
Oh dear.
I'm going to go outside. If I get locked out, I'm just going to call him.
Fair enough.
And say, hey, I'm locked outside. Because I was told I can go see this plane. And by golly, I'm going to go see it. All right?
Okay. Why not just leave something in the door?
I don't know if there's... Oh, it didn't shut all the way. Well, that's good then.
Perfect. Good start.
Just go with that. All right, cool. So this over here is their one of their last aircraft. I think there's one
video,
other one.
Wait, the video isn't working.
It's not working?
Nah, restart it.
Hold on.
Oh, where did he go? Shit, Rokker down. Oh no, there we go. Alright, there we go.
Alright, let's...
Ah, perfect.
How about now?
Yeah, that's good.
There we go. Alright.
Alright. Nice.
So, this here is oh, it's windy. Jesus. It's an A-26 fire bomber, which is a A-26 that was modified for firebombing.
Oh.
Not firebombing like Japan firebombing. Firebombing like fires with water.
Yeah, like extinguishing fires, basically.
Yeah, not Tokyo, California. So, here's the Bombay / water receptacle here. You go back here, you would have your guns mounted above this point here. And there would be one down here as well. One usually would be here, one on the top. You can see it says air spray right there. We look up here. There's inside of the cockpit. I can't see what it looks like, but hopefully the camera looks good. We got our big old beautiful engines over here, which is covered up right now. But just imagine the power behind these coming out these cowlings here. They say they hope to get this one restored to flying. We'll see how that goes. This one's been left outside for a long time because there's no room for it inside. So we'll have to see how that goes. So this is interesting. What could this plane be? This almost looks like... So this is clearly the wing part of what we saw indoors, that really bad shape aircraft. If I didn't know better, I would say that intake looks awful vampire-like, doesn't it?
It does,
What do you
yeah. It looks like a vampire intake, but the wing also seems quite long. Actually, no, it's not too bad from this angle.
I don't think it's. I think it might be a vampire.
Yeah, that could be a vampire wing.
I might go in and ask. That's interesting. I didn't know they had some of a vampire.
It might be an offshoot of a vampire as well, like because they made tons of them,
look at
right?
that.
What?
It's hard to mistake those engines. That
There's
I
the
don't
other
know.
one.
That looks like a vampire. Yeah, here's where the
Yeah,
boom would come from.
yeah,
The
yeah.
boom. Yeah,
It's either a vampire or a venom or something like that.
I think it's a little too small for a venom. I think it might be
Yeah.
one of the trainer vampires.
Hmm. God, those
There's your
engines are
engine.
huge, man.
Oh yeah, look at this. And compare them. A jet engine of this size today would put out, 5, 10 times the power.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Um, that over there is part of the museum. That's one of our care flight helicopters for one of the local hospitals.
Hmm.
That's a Eurocopter Dauphine. Because the French don't know how to pronounce dolphin, so instead. Coming here again. All right. That's most of what they have. I'm gonna go ask about the.
What those wings are? Yeah.
Yeah. If anything, it's gonna be one of the trainer vampires, right? Because of the
Yeah.
two-seater.
Yeah, exactly.
Who can I ask? Worst case scenario, I know a guy who volunteers here, so I can ask him for the fact.
Yeah, true.
I'm gonna go look at the cockpit again real quick.
By the way, do you guys have any questions or anything about anything in the museum? Obviously, some of these vehicles are in War Thunder. Obviously, the B-17 and the B-25.
The B-25.
Yeah.
The C47 is technically in the game.
It is, yeah, as an AI.
Yeah. So it's weird looking, but I think that is a modified vampire from the nose, right?
I mean the cockpit is that's very British, let's put it like that.
Yeah.
So what the hell happened to this thing?
Well, as you can see, it's a lot of wood. So I'm just gonna assume it was just outside for way too long. Hey, what aircraft is it? It's a French. I think it's French. What do they call it thing? A vampire? Vampire. Awesome. You got it. Awesome.
So it's
Okay.
it's a
How far are you thinking about restoring it? Are you gonna go all the way, or are you just gonna restore it to a museum or museum stuff? Okay, not flying. No. I think that would be a bit much. Yeah. All right. Well, that's awesome. I wasn't expecting to see that today.
post World War II vampire, basically.
All right. Awesome.
So basically, the machine which just got past the developers last month is that. So yeah. So
that's awesome.
French vampire.
Here's the B-17 from the other side because they didn't show it off. So this is built out of a bunch of different airframes. Some of them were fire bombers. Some of them were other flying condition B-17s. So this would actually be one of the first new-ish B-17s in a long time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's one of the first ones to come out of a non-flying airframe in a long time, which is great to see.
Yeah.
Because, it means that even though these planes have been retired for decades, we can still get a new flying one out of them. That's mostly it for what's here. If I go outside, I can show you off the last bit. Does anyone want to see anything in here first, though, before I head out?
Yeah, if there's anything specific you guys want to see, put it in the chat. There is a slight delay, but it should be okay. Yeah, it's a B-17G. It has the turret on the bottom of the it has the turret on the bottom of the front, so therefore you know it's a B-17G. Well, they obviously
What was
know.
that?
Well, I was just explaining it was a B-17G. That's all.
Yeah.
Someone's asking to see the P-75? Not entirely sure.
That's the wrong museum. I'll get back on in 50 minutes. Hold on. You know that the chin turret was one of the only things that came out of the YB 40 project that survived, the gunship project. That was originally the ones who did the chin turret, and they're like, you know what, that actually can stay. So they put that on regular B-17s, and that was one of the major modifications of the G model.
What is the red vertical tail at the wall behind the cod?
I'm assuming. Sorry, they are actively restoring an aircraft. That is the. I'm assuming that is a piece of a B-17. I think it's because they've been just collecting airframes. I'm assuming it is just a.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Another piece. This one, as you can see, was actually used as the entry sign to Talkeetna Airport. But yeah, it's definitely a B-17 tail. You can look at that and compare it to that one down there. Down there, you can see the ends are the same.
Do you know what type of B-25 it is?
No, but we can go look. Again, sorry about the noise.
Oh, don't worry about it. Are the drops still
Look at that little
occurring?
model
Yes.
they got there.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's nice. Ooh, look at that.
Hey,
Yeah,
it's a welly.
Then they got a beautiful Shackleton in the back.
Don't see many of them about.
No, I've seen one Shackleton. That's really cool. Let's see if they have any information listed on this bad boy. I'm not sure. I might have to look it up and get back to you. Let me check something.
Yeah, I can have a look real quick. It's a J.
The J?
Yeah, B-25J.
Fair enough. All right. Yeah. That's
so
a J.
Go.
So is any other questions? Anything anyone else wants to see inside, or I'll take us out to the last piece.
I don't see any questions, so I think we can have a look at the last bit.
So the last bit, it's nothing too impressive, but it is a wonderful little aircraft. Give me a second. So let's head on out here.
The camera's stuck, just to let you know.
What was that?
The camera's stuck, just to let you know.
Alright, I'll switch it over in just a sec. Let me, I'm gonna leave and rejoin.
Let's see. Okay, there we go.
It seems to do that whenever I swap between rooms. and indoors and outdoors. So this last thing here, this is a twin beach aircraft, the Model 18. It was also known as the C45. So just a lovely little light cargo aircraft. And yeah, that's about it. This is the Champaign Aviation Museum in all its glory. You can see the hangar back here. I believe they have another one of these indoors actually for a different part of this airfield, because they do research flying out of here, and they also use a twin beach. But this is the museum. As you can see, it's not in the hottest shape. You can see the primer paint underneath. But yeah, that's about it for the museum. That's all I got for you. I figure that was a decent little break from the War Thunder gameplay.
Yeah. Little bit of history. So once again, Rokker,
Yep.
this is where and what?
This is the Champaign. Let's see if I can get a good view of it. Well, I'm sure they have it written on the door. This is the Champaign Aviation Museum. Okay, thank you. Bye. This is the Champaign Aviation Museum in Urbana, Ohio. If you are ever interested in visiting, it is near Dayton, Ohio, which is the home of the National Museum of the United States Air Force. As you can see, Champaign spelled Champaign. If you are interested in donating, you can go to the Champaign aviationmuseum.org to help keep these wonderful aircraft flying. Construction of that B-17 going. It is a wonderful museum, and I would love to see what else they can do.